come across.
All right, what is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of the JNS Phillies Sports Stop. And joining us on the stop today is our favorite hooligan, the Moose. How we doing today, brother? How's it feeling today?
Never had a bad day in my life. It's 40 degrees a day. It's a heat wave. Snow's melting. Can't wait.
Not enough.
Not
enough yet, brother.
Moose, the facial hair's gone.
It's growing back in a little bit. Sometimes you gotta change it up a tad.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes that, or you make a drunk, dumb decision on a Friday night. You never know, right?
Well, think about it. Friday was an interesting day. I was at wing pole at cheerleaders at 8 a.m. No, at 7 a.m. And then we went to Skinny Joey's, and then we went to the weigh-in for the bare knuckles. And then I think I was back at the hotel by 10 p.m. and looked in the mirror, full face paint on, just took the clippers out and said, whoop.
Yeah. It don't look half bad, Moose. It looks pretty good. So let's roll.
I look younger.
Before we get too far into it, this episode is brought to you by Fight Wax. Fight Wax is a ultimate skincare product for the athlete and the active person. It helps treat cuts, scrapes, swelling, abrasions, rejuvenates and restores stressed skin. Customers have used it for soreness, stiffness recovery, designed for both athletes and active lifestyle. Provides a ultra silky, non-greasy feel. Helps keep everything hydrated. It helps fight the dry skin, and customers use it for psoriasis, eczema, and other skin ailments. We also got these Fight Wax soap that's coming. We got the stuff for your pets. So when you're placing the order, make sure you're using that code South15 FW, and show some love here on the South Florida Tribune here. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm gonna wait to Knucklemainia for a little bit, Moose, just because there's some other things going on in the sports world. I kind of wanted to address. I know. First and foremost, I'm going to get right into it with Daryl Morey. Obviously, the trade deadline was last week. We traded Jerry McCain, to apparently, stack draft assets for another trade. Despite not having a deal in place, this is what Morey was telling us fans, and thinking that we're just going to eat it up.
Right.
He then talks about his picks making the team better down the road. Says Embiid, Maxey, Paul George, and JV are untouchable. So he's kind of all over the place with this one. I'm gonna flat out say it. It's the headline for tonight for us here on the JNS Philly Sports Stop. Is Daryl Morey the worst GM in Philadelphia right now? I mean, obviously he's like on untouchable status. I know Dom Dombrowski is giving Daryl a run for the money, but I don't think anyone has a problem with what Danny Briere has been doing with the Philadelphia Flyers. So,
how about C? Neither of them, because I think I think Dombrowski and Morey are not very good. But I agree with you, Steve. I think Morey. To answer your question, I think it might be time, because I think his experiment has just kind of run its course a bit. I mean, he came in from Houston. He was this big decision, big high risk GM, and we're not making any big moves, as of recently. So that's what I think.
You want my opinion, because we know how I feel about it. Well, we know how I feel about the guy. He's a fraud. He's a friggin' fraud. Oh, stuff to use down the road. Paul George is 110 and never plays. Okay, Joel Embiid has been in the league for quite some time. And he's going to end up being in a nursing home soon. Okay, so really, you need to build that team around Maxey. You need young talent now. They should have hoped. They should have shipped out Embiid. I know people say, "Oh, blah 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 blah." Well, blah blah. This. It's the bottom line.
I agree. I agree.
You want to bring it up? Let's look at Embiid over the last time game. 33 points, 35 points, 24 points, 40 points, 37 points, 29 points, 38 points, 32, 30, 32. I mean, listen. Let's just thank whoever did the surgery on him last time. Looks like they might get him right. And it's still early. Well, we're still February. Let's have this conversation when it's in April, June.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm not letting them off the hook yet, Moose. I'm not letting them off the hook yet. You can even ask Justin. I was ready to cut bail on him before the season even started. I'm not going to act like I wasn't. I'm right with you there. He has to show me he can play like this in April and June. When he shows me that, I'll relent on him a little bit. But I do feel you, Moose, that I think a lot of us are beyond the process situation. It's exhausted us. We don't want to hear anything about it.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just like the Phillies.
Get into an Eastern Conference Championship. Get yourself to an NBA Finals, and stop promising us, the sun and only giving us the moon.
Yeah, it's the same.
Right. We're going to be stuck in the process pretty much forever until we win a championship. So
yeah, I mean that process started back when I was 30, and I'm 51 now. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Jesus, you know. I mean, I don't look.
That might be a little exaggeration.
Bottom line. No, well, I'm close. I'm close within 10 years, but I mean, it's been longer than that.
Remember the 10 days of the Sixers? The really bad days of the Sixers, like the 2014, 2015, like, oh yeah.
Well, yeah, the whole point of that was to already have had three championships with and we have zero.
Right. They were tanking for the pick. Yeah, they were doing like historic tanking for these picks, and they just until we win a championship, it really can't say it worked out, right?
Yeah, and Joshua Harris is going to keep. He's going to keep, and you know how I feel about that clown too, the owner of the Sixers. But he's going to keep Morey because really he's worried about the Washington Redskins or whatever you want to call them. Well, because that's his newest toy.
Here's my thing with both Morey and Josh Harris. First off, I think they both knew exactly what they were doing this trade deadline. I think the moves were strictly to get us under the luxury tax. Strictly. That's exactly what moves made. Nothing more, nothing less. And if that's the reason, if Josh Harris spends a single red cent on the Commanders this offseason, that the Philadelphia fan base should immediately head down to the Xfinity Mobile Arena and start asking for him to sell the team, because it is not it's just a toy for him. It's not anything he's serious about. And as much as this place is a football town and a fight town and stuff like that, it's a basketball town too.
It's it's a sports town, period.
Yeah.
Whether it's pro wrestling, whether it's soccer, whether it's whatever we have in town, it's a sport. We support it 110%.
And it doesn't matter if it's pro, it doesn't matter if it's college, it doesn't matter if it's high school.
Oh no,
football, man.
Yeah, absolutely not. A lot of,
and you're right.
Go ahead, Moose.
Yeah, look at the suburbs, the big high school rivalries, the big high school teams, Roman Catholic schools like that. You know, I mean, it's a sports centric area. You know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially basketball. You have Villanova. You know, the history of basketball with just like the Sixers, and it just basketball. It's an Eagles town. I think if we all had a pick, but I think the history of basketball and just that nostalgia. I think there's something about the city and basketball. It has, you're right, because a lot it's big in the city and surrounding area. So
I'll tell you the Flyers.
Go ahead, Moose. Go
ahead. No, go ahead, Steve. I was just going to bring a little thing up with the hockey.
I had enough of the excuses, enough of the promises. Josh Harris needs to go. Daryl Morey needs to go. Get some fresh management up there. I heard that Allen Iverson was finding a way to get a part of the upper management here in Philadelphia. Let's hope that's not just
bullshit
face value type stuff. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And and we actually get something done here. I'll always love the Sixers, but they're not going to get an extended, price gouge out of me just because you just want to stay under the cap, stay under this. No. You either give us a win or you get pack your suitcase and get out of town.
Correct. Yeah. I'm not going another year without making an Eastern Conference Finals run, man. We got to just get there, man. We just got to get there. I don't care, you just got to make it to past the second round for once in like my.
Well, I mean,
it'd be nice.
Good chance with Edgecombe playing it as well as he is. You're gonna get for whatever it means, arrested Paul George because he's going to be off the next, 20 plus games, right?
Yeah. Until he gets hurt in the first game back.
Listen. Even if he's just a bit player, that's fine with me. As long as when he's on the court, he gives you 110. That's all I care about. I don't expect him to be a Hall of Fame type level player when he comes back. Just producing, do what the team asks you. You don't need anyone to be a He-Man putting this team on their back. I think with what you got with Maxey, Edgecombe, Paul George, Joel Embiid, with how everything works out, you should be able to at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. You should at the very least. So
yeah, I mean, if you're a Sixers fan, you have to really consider this year as it, man. If everybody's healthy and ready in the playoffs, those four court, Edgecombe, Maxey, George, and Embiid, ready to go. No excuses, man. You better make an Eastern Conference Finals appearance at least. Yep. With that team. I mean, come on, man. You guys have got the most talent. If healthy, combined in depth, the most talent, I think, in the East. So when everyone's playing their best. So there's no excuses. We should really have a high expectation for this team if they're healthy in the playoffs.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'll look at them in April, man, and then we'll see what happens. I'm just pissed off with that. I just enough's enough. I mean,
yeah. Watch all the shit that goes down till April.
The vast majority of fans feel the way you feel about it, Moose, and I don't blame you. I don't blame any of us for feeling that way. You're going to get a lot of these younger generation people that are just going to be suckers, and they're going to keep going down there, buying 20-game packages, 50-game packages, whatever the case may be. That's not going to be the fans that been here for 15, 20, 30 years. They're not. We've seen this song and dance before. Do want to cup on a couple, I guess, not really big things, but stuff that was going on around the Super Bowl that I don't think that was getting enough light. First and foremost, I don't know if anyone's seen this. I don't know if you gentlemen have been to Super Bowl games, right, or anything like that. If you're walking around, media day, stuff like that, and then you see a sweatshirt and you walk by and see a damn near $300 price tag on it, that's a sweatshirt that looks like, it's at the most like $30-$40.
Looks like let's say
for argument's sake, you're a Seahawks.
It's ridiculous.
Are you spending that?
It's ridiculous.
No, I'm not. I already spent my life savings to go to the game, I mean, at that point.
Exactly. Right. You got to get
seriously. I mean, what's that sweatshirt going to do? Feed me dinner? Is it going to coddle me at night?
That's one.
You got to be a total.
I don't know if you guys have seen the other side of it. The Fanatics were getting buried this last week with how the jerseys were looking and looked like it came out of a sweatshop out of Indonesia or something like that. I'm not paying $400 for that jersey. I don't care.
Dude,
I don't care if Superman came down there and wiped his butt with it. I'm not spending that money on that. I know I'm Jewish and I'm a penny pincher when it comes to things naturally, right? Naturally. I don't know how the working class man, woman, whatever, the NFL sports fan kind of feels about it.
Yeah.
That's too much money. It's too much money, number one. Number two, the only thing I wouldn't spend, the only thing I spend a lot of money on and don't care about is my kids, my family, my house, and food. I'll buy a fine dinner any day. I don't mind. But
hey, how about a $180 burger at the Super Bowl? $180. It feeds a
I would that? Yeah, that's ridiculous. That burger better freaking kill me for a week. It better sing to me. It better make me feel good about my life.
It was supposed to be a 4-person burger. I get that. I seen that. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm like,
how do you eat a 4-person burger unless it's like break up?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
I could.
Well,
but are you spending almost $200 on that 4-person burger?
No,
and it better come with like unlimited drinks, fries, and like access to games and stuff for $180.
Yeah, no, that's a joke. You know, the Super
comes
Bowl
on that plate, like that's crazy, dude. $180.
And that Super Bowl sucked. I mean, I know I'm biased because the Eagles game was so much better last year.
All right, look. All right. I'm not going to act like I watched it because I passed out because it took freaking an hour for the game to start when they're sitting there saying it's starting at 6:30. That's on me. I woke up and we're about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so I missed all the crazy nonsense, all the boring. I got the exciting parts. So, but the other side of it is, as we talk about it all the time, is defense wins Super Bowls, not offense, man. Defense wins Super Bowls, right?
That's always been the case.
So can we get mad when through the first first 3 quarters of the game there was barely 20 points put on the board? I'm not going to get upset about that. I'm not. I'm really not. Did it leave much to be desired? Absolutely. Anyone who listened to me at all week, I basically sat there and said it. I'm going with the veteran. The young wet behind the ears kid is gonna lay an egg, and everyone's like, you're just hating on Drake May. I'm like, no, actually, I'm not. I'm just seeing it for what it is. We've watched this game so many times. You know how things play out. You know how tendencies tended to go. I was going with Sam
Frozen
and his defense, taking them to a Super Bowl, and for all intents and purposes, I was right. New England Patriots will be back, man. He'll be one of the few guys that does get back. The question is he still's got a murderer's row to kind of go through.
He's gonna have a hard schedule next year.
Yeah, and they're gonna exit. You just said it, brother. That first place schedule is unforgiving. Not only is it unforgiving, is 9 times out of 10. They don't make it friendly where you get back-to-back home games or 3 home games in a row. You don't get that. You wind up being on the road more when you get that first place.
Like the Eagles. The Eagles had no back-to-back.
Exactly. I think when they broke the numbers down, we basically had the toughest schedule of any returning Super Bowl champion that anyone had over the last 20 years when they started these stats. Didn't have back-to-back home games. That never happened. It happened to us last year, and we still wound up winning our division and being in the last week of the season, having a chance for the 2 seed is a miracle in itself, regardless of the factors. And we'll get to the Eagles in a few minutes, but there's just a couple things I wanted to address with the NFL as a whole. Now we were just talking about the terribleness of the Super Bowl. Let's not leave it all off the schedule because Pro Bowl was just as bad, my friends.
What the what? What's the what?
There was 3,100 fans at the Pro Bowl. All
that's still there. They still do that.
Take them away to players, friends, family, sponsored, and select Super Bowl experience ticket holders.
That's a joke.
The supply.
That's a joke, and anybody that pays attention and gets all excited about it, they got problems. They really got problems. They need to go talk to a shrink.
The Pro Bowl died 15 years ago.
I've
been sitting there saying, you want to know how you make the Pro Bowl relevant in a game? Don't make it at the end of the season. Have it linked to the Hall of Fame game in the
there we go.
Where everyone will be available, whoever actually made the Pro Bowl, unless they had an injury that they're dealing with during the offseason, will be available for this game.
You know what they'll say with that, though? People will be worried about getting injured in training camp or in preseason.
How many
That's what they'll be worried
in training camp? Like you're already going to have to knock the rust off as it is during preseason anyway.
Yeah,
that's the very first preseason game is the Hall of Fame game. That's the
they've gotten soft. Yeah, they've gotten soft. They don't start nobody plays.
Let me say this: you two are fight people. You guys know sparring. Like when you agree to spar with somebody, you go kind of hard, but you don't go unleash everything, right? Like you keep it within reason.
Oh yeah, you're not going to show what you're showing in a fight.
The term is flow sparring. Like you just kind of go with it as it's going along, and that's the way you should do. I guess in a sense, what you should do with the Pro Bowl game if you're going to one move it and two kind of put it in that situation where it's like you're getting me, but you're not getting me going cranked up to 110%.
Right, and it's a mutual kind of just practice. You just hope everyone honors that type of thing.
But see, here's the other thing. If you attach it to the Hall of Fame game, then you have all the Hall of Famers that are there. So they have a reason to kind of go and want to be there and have
makes it more of an event.
Exactly. Like, you know.
And an honor to their skills. Like if
you attach some type of charity to it, and then you make it worth something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, I remember my favorite part was never the game, was the skill competitions.
Yeah,
that's the most fun part. See who can throw it the farthest. To see who can run through. The wide receiver gauntlet. Like there was always fun stuff that got people excited for it. Like it's just not the same anymore. For what?
Yeah, it's not.
And
just like the NBA, just like the NBA All-Star game. Yeah, the slam dunk's a joke. The 3-point contest is a joke.
No. All the actual athletes you'd want to see in the slam dunk. It's always these no names lately. Like who is in this? Like it's just like every year less stars participate.
I don't even know. So, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah. It's trust me. Mac McClung won it like 2 years in a row recently.
The only All-Star game I watch is baseball.
Yeah.
No. Listen, hockey did it right last year. Hockey did it right last year.
Yeah. A lot of people say hockey does like the All-Star game right. They have the best playoff system. Like they do things like some people like they just like the way they do things. I don't know.
They play an 82 game schedule and then they do another murderous run through the playoffs. And baseball,
right. The hockey's tough.
Baseball's just as bad at times, but it's.
You guys think there's too many games in baseball?
Well, it's been that way for umpteen million years.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Because then if you change that, you change it. All those there's going to be some records that'll be completely untouchable moving forward.
Yeah,
completely.
Well, it's a numbers sport. Yeah, it's all about the numbers and stuff.
Yeah, so
I
it's
get
like
that.
I don't think you should kill the grind of the regular season of Major League Baseball because you kill the heart of it if you do that.
Yeah, but I think to people like I know we all appreciate baseball, and I know you guys are like super, big fans, especially you, Steve, of the Phillies and all that. But like I feel like I'm losing my train of thought on it, but
we all have days, brother. It's all right, man.
It'll come back. It'll come back real quick, but yeah.
When you get my age.
Yeah, no, but
we're
bouncing around too many subjects. Crap, but all right, it'll come back to me.
So all right, and as we're speaking of baseball, pitchers, catchers, everyone reported today for the Philadelphia Phillies, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's two things I want to touch on with both of you. Now, first off, confidence level of this team right now, not what you think they should be, just how you feel on a scale from 1 to 10. How confident are you on that this team will have a better year than they did last season? Start off with Justin, then we'll go to Moose. Confidence level, 1 to 10. Where you at, Justin?
When you say better year, do you mean regular season record or at the end of the year, like how far they got?
I'm not talking about wins and losses. I'm saying a better
year. Yeah, okay.
Meaning you're getting further into the playoffs.
Oh, how confident? 5. I'm split.
Moose, what about you? How confident are you with this baseball team doing better than they did last year?
4.5, and I got 10,000 reasons I can tell you, but we don't have time for that.
We got plenty of time, brother. We got plenty of time.
Okay, well, one, they really didn't do anything to get me all giddily. I mean, they got rid of Ranger. They're depending on Painter, who seems like I know he's coming off the Tommy Johns.
He's 2 years removed from Tommy Johns. He's 2 years
removed. All right, so let's see what happens. I've been around many moves and seen this same old story play out. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm with you. I'm slightly above both of you. I'm like at a 6, right?
I want to be higher.
It's funny you say that, Moose, because did you hear Rob Thompson's comments today, right? That this is better than they were this time last year.
Oh, really?
This is a better team than he had than he had this time last year.
Well, he's supposed to say that. What's he going to say? Nah, we're not as good. We suck. I mean, he's supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can cut through the bullshit.
Better when you still haven't found a way to get rid of Nick Castellanos. Yeah. You can't tell me you're better when you don't know when Zach Wheeler's gonna be ready at any point in time over the.
That's right.
Right.
It's still going to be a while.
You were sitting there saying so now. The 5th spot's already supposed to be held by Painter, and what we're supposed to rely on Walker to fill Wheeler's shoes. Are you kidding me?
He's still on the team. He is still on the team.
Oh boy,
he is still on the team. This guy here stealing money. I mean, never mind. He's shipping off the team 2 years ago.
Hey, Bryce Harper, not elite. This is his revenge tour incoming this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Not elite. He's saying he's not elite.
Yeah, okay. He's trying to. I don't know what he's trying to. Good. Let him think that. Let him go out and smash that ball. I mean, hell, we got Don Mattingly now on, so maybe that will help.
I already said I thought that's a big difference because having a guy like Donnie Baseball there, it's great that he gets to kind of reunite with his son and all that. But I think having him as your bench coach to kind of keep these guys in check, that if they're they got a hole in their swing, they're doing this wrong, they're doing that wrong, that he can just sit there and be like, hey, try to, because he's got that cachet, you know what I mean? Even though he's a Hall of Famer, I don't care what anyone tells me, I'll get into the Hall of Fame in a minute, about all that, but it's one of these things where I think having him there would be something a little bit different than what Robbie's been doing the past few years. Having Donnie Baseball there, I think, will generally help this team, who's been literally the bottom of the league in just swinging at bad pitches.
Oh my God!
Just fix that right there. If he could just fix that, I think they'll be in a much better spot. Maybe that's one of the things that Rob Thompson is taking into account, that he has Don Mattingly there, that they feel they have a better bullpen than they did last year. Bullpen wasn't our problem last year. The bat's going cold. Yeah. And I think we got Durant. Baseball there makes you a better baseball team.
And we got Durant the whole season, so that let's see.
Yeah, exactly.
The bats go cold like every October, the last few Octobers. So.
Yeah, all of a sudden they get swinging at third-itis. I don't know what the hell it is,
Yeah.
Hey, it's in the third. Let me swing at it. Maybe they think they're playing golf. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, we didn't win this, but we felt like we were like that 2022 team. Like that was a great year, man. Like we should have sealed the deal that year somehow. But
we didn't. And the Arizona year where we lost
game
6 and 7 at home.
That's the year we should have won it. That's the year we should have. The Texas Rangers shouldn't have won a World Series that year. That should have been the year.
We blew it.
Won the World Series, but
we let the Arizona stinking Diamondbacks come into our place.
With the Diamondbacks. I don't know if you've seen in the last few years. We go out to Arizona, we get our heads kicked in.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
it's one of them things, man. It's one of them things.
One of those things, and you don't know where it is. And I'm going to switch gears right into this because I don't think any one of us seen this coming. I know, heading into the last few weeks, we were kind of hard on what was going on with Jeff Stoutland. I don't think anyone's seen that we were going to wake up mid last week and basically seen that Stout had walked away. He did not thank the Eagles or the organization itself in his little press release that he kind of did, right? And I think this was broken down pretty well. The information that came out in the last week or so, the Eagles wanted Stoutland to stay. This divorce was messy. Stoutland put out his own tweet earlier than agreed upon. He could have shown that he was not on the same page with the Eagles. I think the other questions we have with him going is right now, from what we're all hearing, is Lane Johnson has a better chance of returning and not retiring than Landon Dickerson. Landon Dickerson hasn't even been in the league for 6 years. Let's remember that one.
I don't understand. I heard about that and I was like, is it?
I didn't hear that.
Injury. It has to be because of injuries. Because
it is absolutely.
Are you
people? I think people think the reason why he was a second-round pick is because he had multiple knee injuries. And blowing his knee out in the championship game before the end of that season kind of led to that, right? But I think 3, and the bigger one is me and you talked about this Justin, is that Sirianni's on thinner ice right now than he was at the end of the 23 season going into the 24 season.
I'm sure he is.
Oh yeah.
Sure he is.
The message to current coaches, players, including Jalen Hurts, is get on board with the offense and the changes that are coming, or they're going to move on without you. So we talked about that accountability thing, right?
Yep.
So, one, it definitely does hurt that Jeff Stoutland's not here. It's gonna suck.
Kind of weird, I think,
in that offensive line room. I think how some of the things transpired over this past season. Basically, from what I'm told, the biggest thing was that he had the run game coordinator job basically taken from him, and no one kind of had like a hey, heads up, this is what's going on. It just kind of happened. That the Eagles absolutely did offer to keep him on board as the offensive line coach, and he just didn't want any parts of it.
Do you blame him?
Yeah. I can because we all see the run game and the offensive line regressed last season.
I mean, what I'm saying is, do you blame him for not wanting to be a part of it?
I can, yes.
Obviously, there's something going on in that facility.
Yeah, there is something going on, and there's more that's being told. And we've heard this song and dance before, right, guys?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's one of these things where it's like, but this is why I say like Stout's been through what? He's been here since 2013.
Chip
right?
Kelly, yeah, right. Chip Kelly brought him.
He's been through Doug Peterson. He's been here through Nick Sirianni. What could have possibly gone wrong in that period of time, in less than a season that you had that? I think the bigger thing that we're not talking about is Vic Fangio almost retired. That the front office had to talk him out of retirement.
Yeah, how about that?
But I don't know if you heard. All right, so you know that when there was uncertainty, that the Eagles reach out to a familiar defensive coordinator, right?
Oh yeah,
they reached out to Jim Schwartz, and apparently the reason why he's sitting out is he's assuming Vic Fangio is going to retire after this season. He will be back as the Eagles defensive coordinator when Vic Fangio retires at the end of next season.
Good old Jim Schwartz.
He wasn't a bad defensive coordinator here, and they didn't have a bad defense in Cleveland either. They just had a terrible, inept offense.
Yeah.
Terrible ownership.
We all agree he's obviously not a bad defensive coordinator.
I think I don't blame Jim Schwartz for being upset about not being consulted about being the head coach on the Cleveland job, considering he was in there. He's done what other coaches have done when they've had bad goes at it with their first head coaching job. He was a defensive coordinator on multiple different teams. One of them winning a Super Bowl. Like, he should have been given his opportunity to coach that team. They brought someone in. He was upset, and I don't feel wrong with him. If it winds up they messed up and not getting him, and then we wound up having him as a soft bed to fall on when Vic Fangio does happen to retire next season. I think that puts us in a good position that we're not going to be completely and totally lost. Now, obviously, we know it would be a completely different scheme change, and there's a lot of things that'll kind of go into that. But
they got people to sign and people to get rid of. They got decisions to make on that defense.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Do you bring Reed Blankenship back? Do you bring Nicole? I think Nakobe Dean should be almost guaranteed to come back. I haven't heard a whole lot of talk of what's going on. Reed Blankenship should get top 10 safety money.
Yeah, I don't want to see him leave.
I don't want to see him leave, but you can replace him in the draft cheaply. We know that. You already got Makumba back there, who's got another year under his belt in the system. It shouldn't be hard for long to just have someone on his backside with that.
Yeah.
You got, and then even if you let him walk, you get another pick back next season through a comp pick. So he's playing the numbers game. So would it suck to see him leave, especially after watching Reed Blankenship develop into top 10, top 15 tight end in the NFL, or tight end safety in the NFL? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't break up the exciting whites, man. Come on.
But you can.
People come and go. That's the name of the game.
It's a business more than it's a friendship in the National Football League. And I think a lot of us, even us fans, kind of forget that at times. And it's going to suck. I do think Reed and I think Dallas Goedert will both be casualties this offseason.
Goddard, I could see because of his age.
But I think now, knowing what's going on, I do think that we, instead of getting an edge rusher or a playmaker at the top of the draft, that we're going to have to go lineman. You're going to have to go guard tackle 1-2. You're going to have. I
was saying, excuse me. Yeah. I was saying that back in October.
Yes, you were.
If you recall, I've been saying that
when we first started talking this. You basically said offensive line the first 2 picks. I remember.
Yeah, because Cam Jurgens, God bless him, he gets hurt.
You can replace him in free agency. I hear. I hear the center in Baltimore don't want to play there no more.
Nah, come on up here. And Cam Jurgens, look, man, he just gets hurt too much. Yeah, just go focus on your jerky, your Cam jerky, whatever the hell it is, and I mean, let somebody come in and can play every game. I mean, and there are some people out there that don't like that, but that's tough. I tell it like it is, and we know that.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I mean, unless you drink Kool-Aid and say, "Oh, no," see here, I'll tell you straight up, I love this team, but if they need their hiney spanked, I'm the first guy to sit here and give it to them. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
I'm not the one that drinks the Kool-Aid, but I have no problem stirring the pot when it needs to be.
Like I said, look, we all love our teams. But some certain groups of folks out there, they just,
So, what was your most interesting tidbit of news that came out of Media Row, Media Day there in for the Super Bowl?
Well, you want to take that?
You mean like before the Super Bowl, Media Row?
Yeah. When they were doing the whole Media Row thing for Media Day for the Super Bowl. What was your piece of information you found to be the most interesting?
Yeah, I don't really know.
I got 2 right off the bat. So if you guys don't got none, I'll run with it.
Oh no, I'll think of one, but go ahead first. Yeah.
All right, I was going to make one up, but I have nothing.
Is that the Micah Parsons trade was a real thing, and that the only reason it didn't happen is because Dallas wanted Jalen Carter for the trade to happen.
Okay. Sure.
That when he heard what was going on, he declined it immediately because he's saying, if I'm being traded to Philadelphia, I want to play with Jalen Carter. So that was
right.
I did remember
we said there was a Philly. There definitely was. He wanted multiple picks from us. He wanted Jalen Carter for Parsons, and we still were going to have to sign him. So that was a real thing. I think the other thing is when Micah was doing his podcast there in Media Row, he sat down with AJ Brown. And I think a lot of good stuff came out of that. If you were on this one that think that AJ Brown's going to be traded, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I've been saying that too. He's not going in.
I already said it just because of the money thing. I didn't think it made sense.
Yeah.
You literally I'm like, even if it does happen, it's not going to happen before the draft. It's gonna happen as we get closer to the season when his cap numbers closer into the teens instead of the 40s.
Yeah, they'll go into the season.
What came out of it is just the talks between him. Teams have reached out about it, but the basically the Eagles are shutting it down. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard from him, from Media Day, from when he was doing the podcast with Micah Parsons, is he's happy with the changes that were made. He basically said change is good, man. And when he talked about the city, he's like the one thing I love about Philly is y'all hold all of us accountable, not just what we and it's just something that we've always done. And he's like that, you guys, love me with open arms without questioning me, and it's something he's never he doesn't want to leave here in any way, shape, or form. So I'm glad that part of it's put to bed, but it's definitely interesting to kind of hear it on his own terms in his own way. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, like I said, he's not. Look, he's just supposed. Look, he's the type of guy. He needs to be involved. You know, he wants to. He does want to win, but he also wants. He individually wants to succeed. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't blame the guy. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little deep. What wide receiver isn't a diva besides Jerry Rice?
I think he's literally probably the exception to the rule.
Lynn Swan. I don't think it was a diva either.
Chris Carter wasn't either.
Chris Carter wasn't. Check your name a couple.
He was a confident guy that would tell you, where he stood with things, but like
Mike Quick,
wasn't a diva.
Mike Quick wasn't a diva.
No. But we've had him here, so we know.
Harold Carmichael. Oh, we've had T.O. We've had Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey wasn't a diva. I mean, he probably did the coldest interview I've ever seen done on Media Day.
Yeah, that one I do remember, Steve. There's the one answer. He's like, I forget what we both know what we're talking about. He's like, he did not want to be there. He did not want to be there for Media Week. He's like, why are we doing this?
He was.
I forget the quote, but yeah,
he was channeling his inner Marshawn Lynch right there.
Unfortunately, they got to do it. Part of the job.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're talking about have to do it. Did you guys see that basically Sam Darnold lost money by playing in the Super Bowl this weekend? Lost money. Would he gamble on his own team?
No. Or gamble on the Patriots?
The way that California works with their state taxes and everything like that he literally made nothing. He lost money to the state of California because he was there. He was there more than 10 days, and that constitutes as because of his contract how he got taxed. So he got taxed more than he got paid.
So if the Super Bowl was in Miami, he wouldn't have got taxed because it's in Miami.
That's where the Super Bowl is being played next season. Oh, that's right.
Same place.
Again.
Isn't that weird? Why are they doing that? Like right down the street from each other. I mean, why are they doing it?
I guess if you ever want to go, if he can go sell, he could sell his ring, I guess, for like $1 million bucks or something. And
I mean, why are they having a Super? I just wonder what the NFL's thinking is on having the Super Bowl in California again, right down the road from San Francisco in LA. I don't get it.
I don't either. I think they should have some type of inner binary rules that can't do it in the same state back-to-back years.
What are your guys' thoughts on a neutral site built just for a Super Bowl?
This is where I think the international thing should.
Saudi Arabia.
No,
so WWE's doing it for WrestleMania next year.
I know there's
Dubai has that money.
And listen, man, that the Saudi Arabian money has been coming in a lot on football, and it's not just pro football. They're trying to get bowl games from college out there. They're trying to do a lot, and
they're nuts out there, man.
The Royal Rumble.
That sports over the last 10 years. I remember when UFC did their first event in Abu Dhabi. I mean, it was a big event. It's a big thing, and putting events out there, I think, not only just brings in investor dollars in it, but it makes those connections that you don't normally make for not just the NFL but the athletes as well. So I think it's worth looking into. I think that when you do the international games, I don't matter where it is. I don't want to see them done on soccer pitches anymore. If you're going to do it and you're going to make these guys do it and make teams forfeit home games and things of that nature, that there's an actual NFL stadium waiting for them.
Well, this is where the extra game they want to have come into play. Yep. Because everybody's probably going to have an international game.
I know. There was something that came out because before the international list came out of who and where and all that other stuff that Dallas hadn't done one in almost 10 years since basically the first year they did it. But they're
Mexico City.
They're on Mexico City. So
yeah.
It's going to be like every year you have your two divisional games and then your one international game. It's almost going to be a new norm now,
Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars played in London, 18 times?
They're like London.
Almost every time
they have a big fan base out there. Yeah.
Right.
Nick Kahns, who they must like London.
Yeah. I was
Tony
actually
Khan,
that the Eagles weren't put on the Australia game this year.
Yeah, with Jordan Mailata. Yeah,
like, that's what I said. I'm like, you got Jordan. I'm like, if I'm anything, I'd do the Redskins and Eagles in Australia.
Money.
You got the linebacker for Washington is Australian too. So
talking about Saudi Arabia, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a Super because WrestleMania is there next year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Roger Goodell says, "Ooh," because they just had the Royal Rumble, and I'm sure everybody knows this in Saudi Arabia, and they built a temporary outdoor stadium within a month just for that Royal Rumble. So you imagine they could do that for a Super Bowl.
I think we should make it where it's on neutral sites, and you can't have the opportunity to have a potential home game, even if you win. Like the fact
that's happened once, right? One time. Yeah, that was Tampa.
Once, but also you're familiar with some of these stadiums because they played in them before. Like, you know what I mean? I think, is it great for us fans here in the United? Like, listen, we've had just about every single one here. Was it to us that if it's played in, it's played in Australia, it's played in Saudi Arabia, it's played in, like, does it matter to us? No, it shouldn't.
Well,
it really shouldn't, unless you're a family member of one of the players playing in it, and now you got to worry about plane tickets and all. Like, that's the only thing that that people that should worry about. But I mean, us as fans, us as consumers of it, I don't have a problem with it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yelling to my wife, I need some H2O.
Yeah.
It's. How about the Super Bowl logo colors that they decided? Hey, let's come out with that.
They stretch those color predictions every year.
I really am.
Bunch of bullshit. That's actually a topic of conversations. I'm like, really? People are debating. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. No. So one of the things I wanted to do a little post-mortem on Knucklemainia. I don't know if Justin watched it at Moose. I know you more than likely watched at least a handful of the fights Saturday night. But I think, outside of the Philly guys, I think the biggest story was Andre Arlovski. Like, anyone who knows, like, this dude is beating cancer for the third time. That's
impressive.
Today he was battling cancer. He beat cancer in 2010 and in 2012. This time he had a tumor removed from his kidney and 28 lymph nodes or something like that. The fact that he's 47 years old. He was the second youngest UFC heavyweight champion at one point in time in his career. That when he won that title was literally 21 years and 2 days from the date that he won his first UFC title.
Wild. That's pretty good. That's wild, man. Give him credit, man.
Like,
that's some balls.
We were talking about how what Indiana did this college football season was like a Hallmark movie, a Disney movie, or something like that. Andre Arlovski is a walking Disney movie at this point in time.
Oh yeah, to beat the odds on all that, it's just incredible.
And then his post-fight comments were just like, if you were anyone that is battling cancer or something like that, his comment was simple. Like, people who are battling with bleeping cancer, don't bleep and give up. I'm a great bleeping example of this 3 times cancer survivor. Keep bleeping fighting. Life is beautiful. Even furthermore, when we were at the post-fight press conference, and it really just hit him. Like, a couple people were asking questions of, around about those things. And then he just got to a point where he started answering, and you just seen it hit him, and he just stopped, put the microphone down, cleared his face, cleared his head, and continued on with it. It's just like, those moments are rare in combat sports, and it was really cool to kind of be there, to be a part of that. I mean, it's the second year in a row that we've seen in Philadelphia at Knucklemainia, a new heavyweight champion was crowned. But seeing Andre doing it, being the third time that he beat Ben, clearly he's got Ben's number. But what Andre stands for, his career in his totality, it was a cool moment to be a part of. And for people that don't know, like, all intents and purposes, like combat sports this weekend was nuts. Obviously, UFC had 5 million viewers on Paramount, but Bare Knuckle had 2 million views on the streaming platforms. Plus, we had that 18,000, resetting the indoor combat sports record for Philadelphia. So that was a unique event.
How was the vibe in the building? Was it electric?
It was crazy, dude. There was 9 fights in the crowd, dude. That's not an exaggeration. I talked to
would have been 10. Would have been 10 if I was there.
Oh boy!
I'm not saying nothing else.
Oh no, there was 10 if you wanted to, because I wasn't counting the scuffle that went on between Eddie Alvarez
maybe 11
and Mike Perry. I see
11 then.
Got caught with a straight punch. He's sitting there holding her jaw. Eddie Alvarez's wife is slipping, falling all over the place. One of Eddie's teenage sons got hit during the melee. Watched Josh Oxendine and a couple other fighters kind of pushed him off, try to get him out of the mix. I don't know what was said. I'm going to find out this week because I do have an interview set up with one of the fighters that was in the fighter pool there. Didn't have a fight. I'm going to ask him what kind of got that set off and see if we can kind of get to the bottom of this. But
hey Steve, how about all the big tussle at the weigh-in? I mean, Jesus.
Listen, Johnny's nuts, man. He's nuts in a fun way. It's not like he's.
It was fun.
It's just
I don't know who the dude. And I've been trying to find video. I guess there's not even a cameras in my face. I don't know who it was during all that. Got into my face. So I'm going back out.
Me and you talked about it when we were at weigh, and someone was like, "Moose got thrown out." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "His wife's still right there. There's no way he just got thrown out."
No, I didn't get thrown out. Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
But yeah, there's some drunken idiot trying to start something somewhere.
I don't know who that dude was, and I didn't see that dude the rest of the night. I've seen him on no video. I mean, I kept saying, "Come on, hit me right now! Come on, cameras, check it out, hit me." One shot,
Moose,
one
you
hit.
would have knocked him out. You would have knocked him out in a minute, Moose.
One hit.
You one bad mother. I'm not gonna say it, but
one hit.
You would have got him, Moose.
I think the other unique thing about Knucklemainia that is Pat Brady's retirement. That was. Not super surprising, but unexpected. I thought we'd probably get another fight or two out of Pat before he hung it up, but he's 42 years old.
Yeah,
I mean, he got in the game really late. He blew his knee out. He thought his career was over, and it was John Jones who talked him out of retirement, of all people, right? And we got this Knucklemainia run because of John Jones, because of the faith John had in him that reignited that faith in himself. So we got another 3 fights out of Pat because of the stuff John was putting in Pat's ear. So I mean,
Johnny Bones Jones.
It definitely was a pleasure watching Pat. Both the last two Knucklemanias.
Yeah. Is there any changes you want to see for the next Knucklemania?
I mean, there's media changes I would like. Me and you guys have already talked about that. I was watching, from what I found out now, apparently one of the BKFC employees were sitting there in media row streaming the UFC fight, while guys like yourself who can do actual content are just being declined media credentials and being stuck at home. I
hope he enjoyed his UFC fight as he's sitting there ringside at the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. The other thing I'm also not a fan of is, as much as I like to have some of the creators there, there's too much cheering going on in media row, and that shouldn't be a thing. We don't need cheerleaders. You got 80,000 cheerleaders in the stands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you're not sitting there.
We're supposed to be impartial. We're not supposed to have favorites. We're not supposed to be cheering, saying go Pat, go Lex, go Pat,
and Johnny, yeah.
Like we're not cheerleaders at that point in time. When you're given media credentials, you're supposed to be unbiased. So
when I went on the tour of the link, they said
and it wasn't even just like, it wasn't even the content creators. I know there was another guy. I know who he is. I know who he works for. I'm not gonna put him out there like that. But like during the first fight that had Travis Thompson and Josh Oxendine, and he was sitting there like blatantly just rooting for Travis because he's one of the local guys, and I love Travis. I've had him on the podcast. You know, he's a great guy to talk to. I've also interviewed Josh since he was an amateur, so it was like one of these things where I have to be absolutely neutral because I got the media relationship with both of the fighters. So if I'm sitting there like cheering Josh on because Josh won the fight, like how does that make me look? No, it makes you look like a freaking a-hole, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're sitting there on media row, like you're supposed to be
getting content,
impartial, all these things, and you don't see that. And it's not just with BKFC, Knucklemainia, or Combat Sports Media. We see the same thing when you see Super Bowl credentials get given out and things of that nature, and it's just like they're just blatantly going one way. Like that's not how it's supposed to be.
Well, you gotta be neutral, man. If you're creating content.
For sure. I got a tour of the Link a few months ago, and they did the press box, Eagles press box at the Link, and the tour guy said, strict rules to all the journalists coming in here. First thing we tell them is you have to, like, not cheer, not clap, be impartial, no react, like, just do your journalism. That's it. And that's at the Eagles press box. They said that. So that's just, it's kind of everywhere. It should be like that, you know?
Yeah, only if you're Merrill Reese broadcasting the game can you show favoritism towards the team.
But that's his job is to show that energy, that passion. So
very right.
That's right.
Very right. Yes.
So unless the Eagles hire me, I'll do the same thing. Otherwise, if I have to be neutral, I'll be neutral.
Yeah. But again, great night of fights. I think the coolest thing that, again, asked at the press conference is there's going to be 7 more fights in Philadelphia for Bare Knuckle this year because they announced BKFC Fight Club, which is basically going to be a version of Bare Knuckle's Ultimate Fighter, so to speak. Two different weight classes, 2 contracts up for grab, 100K contracts. So, fighters aren't going to know who they're fighting until they walk out, and they're going to be fighting 1 2-minute round. Winner goes home. Loser gets put back into the pool.
Kind of a neat concept to not know who you're fighting until you walk out.
He's doing that, and then we'll probably have two fight night cards at 2300 the arena. So there's going to be a lot of
ECW arena.
There's going to be a lot of bare knuckle in Philadelphia over the next year, and they announced.
I don't know, Justin. What do you think? Steve, we can get some good shit over there, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like I said, man, whatever we got to figure out, what was that?
I said, the 3 of us walk in there, we're walking out of there. We're damn near going to become one of the fighters. We're going to get.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you saw some can of worms. And it's funny because I didn't say anything. Well, I did in the one. Damon Feldman. I don't know if you saw that video I did with him. Let's set something up. Celebrity boxing.
Moose, would you ever be interested in a celebrity? Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'll answer that question in a minute. And Snuff, I didn't mention nothing to him, and he decided to bring that all up. And at the end of the video, I said, "Who do you guys got? Whose back do you got? Or who has my back?" And he goes, "Little Snuff and Joey Merlino." I'm like, "All right, brother, it's on." Now, but seriously though, I'm 51, dude. I'm not, unless we do a gimmick thing, do it for charity or something, or I don't know, comment.
We can document your training for this.
Big shout out to Damon too. He's got an event here, March 14th for that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that X Rumble thing. So show love to Damon as well as Dave. We are absolutely impartial here on the South Florida.
Yeah, that's how I met Ric Flair at the Celebrity Boxing Weigh-In last year at Gulf Coast States.
"Quote unquote" the MC for the event, so to speak.
Yeah, had a nice permit with him. Then he disappeared, and his handler was asking me at the end, and like, "Hey Moose, you see the Nature Boy?" I said, "I'm trying to leave to go home. I don't know where the hell he is." I think it was my turn to watch him. He ended up at a bar 2 blocks over. Everybody
sounds like Ric Flair too.
Buying everybody drinks.
I've seen this. I know if I say the name, Moose is going to know exactly who I'm talking about. They're saying former Astros shortstop Dickie Thon donated a kidney to his son, who
Dickie Thon,
kidney disease playing in the minor leagues. Joe, who now works in the Dodgers organization as a bench coach for the AAA Oklahoma City season. I'm like I said, as soon as I said the name, I knew Moose was going to recognize it.
Oh yeah,
Ethan, doing something like that for obviously it's his son, so it's not going to be like it's this crazy thing. But hearing those names from those guys in the '80s is kind of cool.
Oh yeah. And remember, I wonder what happened to Steve Jeltz. I think he's beloved now in the city.
Steve Jeltz, there you go.
Boris Jeltzy. Jeltzy, man. Boy, he was a good guy. He was a very nice guy. Poor guy took a lot of heat, but he's loved. He's beloved now. I think he had one big hit. I can't remember. I might be at that game. I don't know. That was Veterans Stadium.
Last one, obviously. Last Thursday, they announced the Hall of Fame class for this year. Roger Craig finally gets in. Luke Kuechly gets in. Adam Vinatieri.
It's about time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about time for Roger Craig. Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees. I don't think there was anyone I could debate. The only thing I would say is that you only put one senior member on, and that was the reason we were given as why Belichick and Kraft didn't get in, because they're all kind of mixed together. Now, I have no problem with the class. I'm absolutely glad that Roger Craig finally got in 30 years.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, and some of the guys that didn't get in, it sucks for them, but it is what it is. Now, off of this list of guys that are getting available next year, who do you think would potentially be first ballot Hall of Famers? Rob Gronkowski, Ben Roethlisberger, Adrian Peterson, Richard Sherman, Cam Newton, Antonio Brown, Alex Mack, Andrew Whitworth, Eric Weddle, Gerald McCoy, Le'Veon Bell, Joe Hayden, Malcolm Jenkins, Brandon Brooks, and Devontae Hightower.
Well,
I want
to say AP.
Yeah.
I think the only one on here that I would sit there and say would be first ballot or the first three: Gronkowski, Ben Roethlisberger, or Adrian Peterson. I do think Richard Sherman will be a Hall of Famer at some point. I don't think he's a first ballot. I would like to see both Malcolm Jenkins and Brandon Brooks get in as they were Super Bowl champions here.
Right, but they just got done playing not too long ago. So
Brandon Brooks retired because of his battles with anxiety and mental health issues. He didn't retire because he couldn't play anymore. He retired because it was just becoming too much of a toll on him mentally. So I have no problem. The fact that Luke Kuechly got in after 9 seasons should sit there and say a guy like Brandon Brooks should get in my opinion. Do I think he was the greatest guard of all time? No, I don't think he should be a first ballot, but he should be somebody that gets in.
Eventually, Jenkins,
how he changed parts of the game, I think he should absolutely get it.
What about Antonio Brown? AP. His name was on there.
There's no way he ever gets in. If they're playing games with T.O. for the stuff that he did, and I don't think T.O. did anything wrong necessarily.
Yeah, T.O. didn't get naked while on the sideline.
You're the only one that does that, Moose. Just you.
Yeah, but they were still duck me because I'm the Moose, and that's for entertainment reasons.
Can't sue you, Moose, when you do that. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
You got the limited liability when you go out there.
Yeah, well, you got to watch it sometimes because people are quick to, ooh, he's doing that. Yeah, because they're so worried about it. Bad news.
Yeah. Well,
bad news. I mean, I'm being pretty behaved because there's so many different promos I want to cut on certain people. Justin, Steve, I think I told you.
Oh, we all know the names floating in the air.
There's a couple of them, but there's one in particular. But you witnessed it. But you know what? That's why you gotta. You're my video. Make sure we get that camera always on, buddy.
I'll do my best, Moose. I got you.
Yeah.
What I'm here for.
That's right.
As we get ready to wrap this one up, obviously, a lot of stuff was going on in Philadelphia over the last week. Hell, even Bruce Arians was in Philadelphia getting heart surgery. So
wow, it was a good weekend in Philly for the Eagles not being in the Super Bowl.
I know a lot of people were complaining about some of the stuff going on in Knucklemainia with the fights in the stands or whatever. I'm like, listen,
it was a good time. Hell, the weigh-in was awesome.
Listen,
wing pole.
I didn't hear about anyone actually getting, seriously hurt or anything like that. Just,
it's all entertainment.
Exactly.
It's all work. It's all work.
I can confirm that the Xfinity Mobile Arena asked Dave if he would do that twice a year. He emphatically told him no, and that he's definitely going to be doing it at least once a year. So for right now, there's just going to be one Knucklemainia, and hopefully it's something as Bare Knuckle grows itself, as BKFC grows itself, that we may get lucky to see them too.
Right.
Some of the media members at the press conference was asking for like a kind of like an international fight week, like what the UFC does, to kind of have like a get together with all the athletes, fans, sponsors, all this other stuff.
Hey, give me 1 second.
BKFCC.
Well, this record. If I gotta do something really fast.
Go ahead, brother. It's still gonna record.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. Very embarrassing.
That's not embarrassing. We've seen worse on here.
Just turn your mic off, Moose. That's all I'll say.
It's off. I think it's off.
Someone just mute the mic for a second because I think I know what he's doing.
Oh, good God.
Hey, listen, man. You fill it up. It's got to come out at some point in time.
And let's just say, folks, the Moose fills it up a lot. He's a competitive eater.
So give him about a second. But as we're wrapping this,
that was quick.
I'm an old man, dude.
This one up, Justin. You know what we typically do is kind of run the horn. I know you did something special yesterday. That's why we're here today. So.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome.
I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. Yeah.
Well, tell them what you did.
Yeah. Hey, look. Humbled and honored to say I was with Julius Erving yesterday, Dr. J, in New York City, promoting his new documentary on February 12th, Soul Power, which is about the ABA, American Basketball Association, on Prime Video. Amazon Prime set up this event, met at the Times Square Marriott, did some interviews there, followed him all day, went with his in his SUV, drove over to the Today Show in downtown New York, went on a Today Show with Lindsey Davis, went to the SUV, went to the Barclays Center to see the Nets-Bulls play, and got escorted onto the court to sit near Dr. J for the Nets-Bulls game. I am still, guys, in shock about it. It was one of the coolest. It might have been the coolest experience of my life. It was pretty dope. So,
hey, man, I think it was pretty awesome, man. And congratulations.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. I appreciate it. It was an awesome opportunity. Super nice guy. Super fun. Super cool to hear the stories, man. Like, I was. I know I never got to see him play, but
I did. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, legend though. Legend. I mean, I heard the stories. So.
I was slam dunk, dude.
His hands are like quadruple anybody's other hand size. It's pretty crazy. But he's the nicest guy. Can't go more than 5 feet anywhere without like someone stopping him or a picture or something. You know what I mean? So it's cool, man. It was a fun time.
Dr. J.
All right. What about you, Moose? Anything you say before we wrap this?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I'm always available usually this time in the evening because I end up going to bed early. Anyway, it was a great weekend. We had the wing pole over cheerleaders in the morning. My boy came in. What did he come in? Third. The guy that won it last year, the Monster, won it again. And the only reason he came and won is because I wasn't in it due to certain reasons. I was there as more of a figure. But once again, cheerleaders, wing pole, they pulled it off. There's other eating competitions coming up. There's actually one at Hunt's, which is in Delco on McDade Boulevard. The Darren Dalton Foundation. It's an event for them. And it's a wing eating contest. I'm already signed up for it. And Justin, I'm going to get up with you about. I want to try their wings. This event's in April.
Okay.
I believe it's the week before Monty G's B-Day party.
Okay.
Tailgate. So I'm already in it. So I just want to get some. I already talked to them today about getting some promotional shit going. But I'm also, so there's a contest there. I'm going to call it a jam soon on the professional eating. I'll probably a couple more, and that's it. But also just like to say, There's a cheap plug for El Wingador brand sauce. If you don't know who El Wingador is, he's the 5-time Wing Bowl, original Philly Wing Bowl champion. His name hangs up in the rafters at the Xfinity Live Center, whatever you call it. But this is his sauce, El Wingador brand, elwingador.com. Pick it up today. It goes on everything. There's my cheap plug of the night, but that's my boy, and I always support it. So
nice.
He taught me a lot on the eating circuit. You know,
as a competitive eater and someone who specializes in wings, Moose, what is your favorite wing flavor?
Oh man, I'm an extra hotter the better type of guy. I did a suicide wing eating contest back in 2019, and you couldn't drink anything. That was the whole shtick.
So quite literally, you're like,
so I ate.
Kill your mouth off.
Oh, that shit's hot, dude. Some of it splattered in my eyeball, and I was blind in one eye. But it was a half-hour time limit. Oh yeah, I came in second place. I did 58. 58 right after Tiger Wings. Yeah, and then Tiger Wings, Dave Brunelli, who's a great competitive eater, beat me. Of course, he usually beats me when I go against him.
50 wings. No wonder you're leaving to go to the bathroom.
Well, yeah, he actually won the other wing pulse. There's two of them. Club Risque has one too. They're kind of
okay.
Go head to head. Anyway, so that's about it. All I got. Give everybody a follow on everything. Steve, it was great finally meeting you in person the other night. Here's to many more working together and doing some stuff.
We'll get some more stuff. We'll get a little bit of organized.
Yeah, my wife just said, "Nice meeting you." Let me give my wife a plug. 14-time original Wing Bowl wingette. Yeah. She was in the lights, not me. I was behind the scenes back then. But
you were a wing and she was a wingette. It was a love story made in that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, right. She's the reason why he got into it. The end.
Yeah, the end. She's the reason why I'm successful, according to her. And she's right. She's definitely right.
Yeah. You don't say probably, right. Man. You kind of get yourself in trouble there, brother.
She is definitely correct. Love you, hon. That's how I know Bill through you. You're his wingette. Anyway. We're trying to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope everybody enjoyed the show.
As we end this one, as per always, guys, make sure you're showing, myself, the QR code at the top. Give South Florida Tribune YouTube channel a like, subscribe, follow on all our platforms. Again, big shout out to Fight Wax as well as they are one of our sponsors here. Again, there's the code down there, and just guys, you already see the background there. I can't wait for the soap to come out, and all the products that they already got out there.
I'm gonna have to try some of it.
Listen, it's skin defense, man. It's a real thing. Health.
Oh, yeah.
Recovery, soreness, all that other stuff too, and especially
I got plenty of that.
When you're going out in the elements like we tend to do, us crazy Eagles fans, it's needed.
Man, that was brutal this weekend. Man, it was brutal.
Oh man, it definitely was. I tell you, I left the drink in my car for the event. When I came back out, it was a slushy.
No kidding. Yeah, I believe that, man. I mean, it was. We went to a not to prolong this. Chef Tim, who was used to be the cook for the Eagles, came out with a tailgating cookbook that he came out with. So he was doing a book signing in Center City on Saturday at Barnes and Noble. So we went out to see him and help him promote it. And we parked 2 blocks away. That wind, by the time I got in the Barnes and Noble, me and my wife were looking at each other like our heads felt like somebody dropped 10,000 pounds of ice on our head. Yeah. We couldn't feel our head, dude. We were like,
yeah.
Like in a coma. Oh, it was so bad.
Brutal.
So come on, 40 degree, 50 degree weather. Let's go. Let's melt this shit. I'm sick of it.
Right, exactly. Let's melt the frozen tundra we've been under here in Philadelphia.
Oh God, yeah.
But another fun one in the books. We will be back on our normal day and time next week. Monday afternoon, 6 to 7. We'll talk about everything Philadelphia. Obviously, it'll probably be more Phillies and Sixers related. Moving forward, what Eagles information we do get, obviously we'll touch on. Try to make sure we give give the Flyers their due as well. Hopefully they get out of this funk they've been in over the past month.
They'll get there someday.
Yeah, listen, I didn't expect too much of them of this season anyway, so it's like one of those things. What if they do get in the playoff? It's a plus. You know, we're less than a year removed from being the number 2, number 3 pick overall.
Right.
There's not a fast turnaround when it comes to that. So
no, it's tough, especially hockey. It's real tough. Football, the NFL made it kind of easy.
I've already said it. Like once you get the goalie figured out, it's just a matter of, you know, getting yourself, you know, 20 guys that buy into what you're doing and can put the puck in the net.
Right. And the coaching is important in hockey, especially in hockey, because, you know, they always say baseball.
I know everyone, you know, I think people tend to forget he was already a coach here for a period of time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I like Rick Tocchet. And Rick Tocchet, I liked him when we played. You know, remember he had a health issue.
Yeah.
I believe he did. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, then we sent him up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Oh, God, of all places.
Yeah, I know, right? But other than that, you know, this is another fun one in the books. We will see you guys next week. Peace out, my friends. Catching the rebound. Make sure you're locked in for Inside the Pigskin, 8:30. The boys will be on, so check them out, my friends. Peace out.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.